Okay, so we have 2 rows done. We're here, and we have to get back over to the corner. So we can slip stitch here, here, and here to get to the corner. Or if you're ready to change color, you can change color and put in the color in the corner. I'm going to show you how to change color. So I finished here. All I'm going to do is grab the yarn, pull it through my loop, pull it up, tighten it, cut. Okay, so now I'm going to put purple on. I've made a slip knot, put it on my hook. So the yarn is behind your work. You're going to go into this big corner space, put the hook in, grab the yarn, pull it through, and then pull it through. Okay, pull everything tight. Your yarn's attached. Okay, so now we have to rebuild this corner. So that is where we start with a chain 3 because it's our first stitch of the row. I'm going to pull my tail over and crochet over it a little bit. You can leave it down, you can pull it up. Okay, so now we need to do 2 double crochets. So yarn over in the hole, grab the yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. There's 1, more. Okay, so we have 3. That's our first cluster for the corner. So this is where we chain 2. And then we put 3 more in this row, or in this stitch. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we've built this corner, but we can't get all the way to this corner. We have to put a cluster, which is the 3 double crochets, in this hole. So to get to the next hole, we chain 1, and now we put 3 double crochets in this space. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now we have to get to the corner. So we chain 1, and we're to the corner. 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we have one side of our square done. So now we're going to chain 1 and go into this hole, and chain 1 and go into this hole. So here in the center we only put 3, and here at the corner we do 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. So I'm going to finish this side. Need to chain 1, 3 double crochets in the center hole, 2, 3. Have to get to the corner, so chain 1, and in our corner we rebuild. 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. Okay, so if you look, we have 2 sides built now. So one corner across the side, the next corner up the side, and this corner. So we're going to chain 1, and then in this hole right here, we're going to put 3 double crochets. And then we're going to chain 1 and rebuild our corner. 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. Chain 1, 3 double crochets. You're probably watching me thinking, oh my gosh, she's fast. You'll get there. I've been doing this for 15 years plus. Okay, so now chain 1, and we're building the corner. 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we're almost done with the row. We're here and here. We have our corner and our corner, but we have this hole in the middle that we have to fill in. So we chain 1 to get to it. And now we're going to put 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so to finish off the row, we still have to chain 1 to get over to that stitch. And then this is where we find our third chain. 1, 2, 3. And we slip stitch into it. So it's when you go through the V, grab your yarn, pull it through, and then you pull it through the loop you're on. And then because it's a granny, we need to get to the corner to start it. So if you can see, right there is a stitch, and right there is a stitch, and then we'll get to the corner. So there's your V's. So we slip stitch, so in the hole, grab the yarn, pull it through, and then pull it through again. In the hole, grab the yarn, pull it through again, and now we're to the corner. Go into the hole, grab the yarn, pull it through, and pull it through again. Okay, so now if you look, let me adjust here. We have 4 corners. 1, 2, 3, 4. We also have these holes in the center, right? And each side now has 2. So now when you go corner to corner, you're going to build the corner. You're going to put a cluster of stitches here, a cluster of stitches here, and build this corner. Cluster stitches here, a cluster stitches here, build this corner. Cluster, cluster, corner, cluster, cluster, connect to your corner. So that's how a never-ending granny square goes. So after you finish this one, then you'll have your corners and you'll have 3 holes that you put clusters into and go around. And then the next row after that, you'll have your corners and you'll have 4 holes. And that's how it keeps growing and growing. So I'm going to pause for a second and then I will come back and get this row. Okay, so we are at the start of a row. We worked across into the corner, so we're going to chain 3. That counts as our first double crochet. We're building the corner, so we need 2 more double crochets. Chain 1, or sorry, don't listen to me, chain 2, 1, 2, and then 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is where we have to work our way to the corner. We have this space, and then the corner. So we chain 1, and then we put 3 double crochets in here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, there's still another space right there, so we chain 1 and get to the space. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now we've started to work our way across that row, we're getting to the corner, so we chain 1, and now we're in the corner space. So this is where we do 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. So this pattern just keeps repeating, and at some point you'll see it and it'll click and it'll all make sense. So there's 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. A lot of times you just have to slow down, set your work down, and just kind of look at it to see where you are and what's happening. I still get lost occasionally sometimes. So we've built 2 corners and 1 side. So we're going to work our way across. And this is where we have the 2 spaces. So we chain 1, we put a cluster in, we chain 1, we put a cluster in, we chain 1, we build our corner. And you just keep doing that around and around until you get back to your start, and you slip stitch into your start. So I'm going to build to this corner, and then I'm going to finish it off camera and show you. So chain 1, and then in this first hole, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Now we chain 1, and we're to this gap. We put 3 double crochets. That's a cluster. 1, 2, 3. Now we chain 1, and we're at our corner. Our corner gets 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So now you're going to chain 1, 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets, chain 1, rebuild your corner, 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. Then chain 1, 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets, chain 1, and slip stitch into here. So I'm going to pause, finish it up, and then I'll turn this back on. Okay, so I've worked my way around. I only have 2 double crochets in my last stitch here. I'm going to put my third double crochet in. Alright, so I'm at the edge. So what I need to remember to do is to chain 1, because that's how I get from cluster to cluster. Find my third chain, 1, 2, 3. It's right there. I'm going to try to go into the stitch. So that's 1 loop. And 2 loops. Grab the yarn, pull it through. It's splitting on me, and pull it through. Okay, so now when we look at our granny square, we have our 4 corners. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? And then in between our corner holes, we have these big holes. 1, 2, 3. Each side will have 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So you slip stitch back to your corner, build your corner up. It's 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, except your first double crochet here is the chain 3. And then you chain 1, 3 double crochets in here, chain 1, 3 double crochets in here, chain 1, 3 double crochets in here, chain 1, you're at your corner, so you rebuild your corner, 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, chain 1, and you're at this gap, so 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets, chain 1, back at your corner. So it's 3 doubles, chain 2, 3 doubles. You just keep following that pattern around and around. So if you're in a corner, you're always going to rebuild the corner. So you're going to do the 3 double crochets, the chain 2, 3 double crochets, so that every corner keeps going. If you look, you can kind of see how it progresses and how these just go up with one cluster. But the corners have the 2 clusters that just keep going out into a V. It's one of those things that the more you work at it, the more you're going to see it and know how to do it. So you can go back and start this video from when I started the row. It's basically just the same. You slip stitch across into there, and then you work your way around. So if you're not in a corner, you just put 3 double crochets. If you're in a corner, you put 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. And then in between all the things is just a chain 1. There's some patterns where you don't even chain between it. You just go right into the next stitch. And you can do that too if you want to eliminate the chain 1 so that you don't get confused. Just make sure you do your chain 2 at the corner, and you can eliminate the chain 1 and just do 3 double crochets, 3 double crochets, and then get to your corner, 3, chain 2, 3, and then just go right into here and do 3 doubles and eliminate that chain 1. It really won't change much. So I'm gonna finish this video and I'll do another one where we do the solid stitching all the way around so that you can see how to build a solid border.